How's it going, guys? And I'm not sure if you heard the news, but Tom DeLonge is back in Blink-182 for the first time since 2015. And, I don't think I've really talked about him too much, but Blink-182 is one of my favorite punk bands of all time, one of my favorite rock bands of all time, one of my favorite bands of all time. Now, my favorite punk band would definitely go to the Offspring. Offspring's probably in like my top 10, definitely top 15 bands of all time. I absolutely love the Offspring, so I would definitely put them probably even further. They would be way further ahead than Blink-182 as far as favorite punk bands. But Blink-182 still great. A huge part of my teenage years. I'll never forget the first time I listened to Adam's song on TRL, going to buy the Enema of the State album. Such a fantastic album. The first album that Travis Barker was the drummer on. I thought he was always the drummer, but turns out he wasn't. That was his first one. You could really see that's when their popularity really started to take off, like in 1999, when they had all the music videos for All the Small Things, What's My Age Again. I mean, really, like those three songs right there that I just named, there's many others, but those were like some of my favorite songs at the time. So Blink-182, very important to me. So, of course, it was nice to hear that, we've got the original three back together. Well, not the original three per se, but the three most popular members. Obviously, Travis Barker is the most popular drummer they ever had. He's the one that put Blink on the map, pretty much. However you want to credit him, that's up for debate. But they're back together, and they're having a tour. Now, this is very exciting. I mean, it is. Now, I was going to see Blink-182. They were going to do a show with Linkin Park when Chester Bennington was still alive, 2017 at Citi Field here in Queens, and I was very excited. They were also going to have the Wu-Tang Clan there, and tickets were pretty reasonable. You could get a ticket for I think it was like $80, $90, and pretty much if you're familiar with Citi Field, that any seat in there is pretty much good. So, but the show got canceled. I think it was because of Chester's death, and I was very disappointed. But hey, Blink-182 is on the show. Now, Tom DeLonge wasn't a part of the band. Matt was still replacing him at that point. But still, it was Blink. I still like the albums that they did with Matt without Tom. I mean, I guess it was fine. They weren't their best albums. It wasn't no Enema of the State. Wasn't any Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. It wasn't any self-titled album, but they were good. But now they're back and they have a tour. So hell, yeah, I'm ready for some Blink-182. Yeah, motherfuckers, I'm ready. Let's go to this show, Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center. It's on. Let's see some classic pop punk. I'm into it. I can't wait. And then I go to Ticketmaster. They've got the pre-sale going on. The pre-sale code is We Are Coming, and of course, that's a little bit of a classic little Blink pun, if you know them. But, here I got Ticketmaster all pulled up for you here. And I want to show you the fucking price ranges here. So, all right, you know what? Blink-182, look at the cheapest ticket. I am going to bring this thing all the way down here. So, now the cheapest ticket is $197. So this is as low as it goes. So they get a seat right over here, all the way in the back. Maybe these seats over here might become available pretty soon, but I mean, shit, look at this. $197.85 for a band that was going to be with other super popular groups. I mean, what happened here? I mean, I get it. We've got the original trio back together, the most popular trio. But holy shit. I mean, how do they justify this price point? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding it. I mean, and God forbid if, you want to get up front. I mean, look at this, $515. I mean, seats are gonna go obviously all the way up to $1,000.50. Yeah, 1,057. That is like, holy shit. I mean, that is ridiculous. You know, I think the quartering said it best. What would Cheshire Cat Blink-182 think about these prices here? I mean, this is just downright, you know, I gotta say, like, selling out. It's very disrespectful to the fans. You know, you just come back and you're like, hey, if you want to see us, look at this shit. You see this? Section C over here. Yeah, so if you want to get right up there, look at that. Almost $1,500 fucking dollars. General admission, standing room only. I mean, $1,119.30. Holy cannoli. I mean, guys, this is ridiculous. I mean, look, they are actually still more popular than I actually thought that they were. Like, I pulled them up here on Spotify. You know, they even get ranked, like, in the top 500, I believe that it is. 342nd most listened to artist in the world. That's pretty impressive. But the thing that I have to say is, like, Machine Gun Kelly actually, you know, is more popular than them, is a more popular punk artist, and his prices at Madison Square Garden were cheaper. How can you be, like, more popular and charge less? I don't get that. And that's another Travis Barker produced artist. I don't get that. And speaking of that, Travis Barker is married to a Kardashian. You know, he's probably richer, a lot richer than Tom DeLonge is, and a lot richer than Mark Hoppus. I mean, without a doubt, I don't think it's any contest. When you do all that production work with some of the most popular artists, he just worked with Avril Lavigne. I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, there's no reason, besides greed, obviously, that they need to be charging this amount of money to see them. I just think it's completely just going overboard with the prices. Like I said, this same band minus one member, they were charging like half this price, more than half this price, just 5 years ago. Now I get it, oh, inflation, you know, you could say that, but like, come on, it's a concert. If you check my social media, I was just at a Testament concert, you know, and this was very reasonable. I've also got another concert planned, seeing Motionless in White in the Hulu Theater, which is, of course, you know, it's not in the main part of Madison Square Garden, but, you know, everything with the fees all together, I bought like the second tier, $66. Pretty good. You know, Motionless in White, Ice Nine Kills, Black Veil Brides, and Atreyu's going to be there. 4 great bands, you know. Maybe they're not a Blink-182 level, but I'm saying, like, there's even more bands there, and you know, it's a reasonable price. Now, I'm not saying they have to charge $60. Charge $100 maybe. I get it, you know, it's a reunion, fantastic, great. I just think it reaches a point where you're just slapping your fans in the face, and I don't like that one bit. Now, I do like the new song that they just released, Edging. It's another, you know, fun party type song, you know, another humorous song, obviously more, you know, connotations there from Blink, and I like that, you know. They're back to business. I'm looking forward. I'm sure they're going to put together a very energetic, fun album for us. But as far as this tour goes, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you excited for the original Blink-182 getting back together? You know, are you kind of like me? You know, was this a show that you were going to go to, you know, when it came to your town, but now you see the prices and you're like, the hell with this. It's just way too much. Because that's what I think. But I'd love to know. And guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Click the bell so you get all notifications when I post all my new videos. I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time.